Wilbraham Monson. It was founded over 200 years ago, but if you look behind me, you wouldn't guess it because it's amazing. There's state-of-the-art buildings everywhere. This is an amazing place for an education, and today we're going to show you why. We are joined by two people who work in the admissions department, Chris Sparks and Janine Little. Thank you so much for letting us come into your home today. And that's the best part about this place. It really is a home. What makes Wilbraham Monson, in your opinion, so special?
Well, it's just a wonderful community. It's made up of 425 students from 31 different countries, 11 different states. So there's really, you have these people floating around this community just from all over the world, and they bring different experiences and different cultures and different backgrounds. So we're really privileged to have so many different people here to make up such a community that we feel is just conducive to a great education. And because of that, we've become way more attractive now too. You know, this open house this Sunday, I know that we're going to have a chance to lead in and talk a little bit about that. It's something where we're really excited about our numbers and all the interest, and it's really the best way for people to come and really witness the community. It's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to experience it for yourself.
That's the thing. We can only see so much, but this school is amazing. It's gorgeous. So you have to come to the open house. Give me some of the details. How can people come on down?
So you can pre-register online, or you can call our office, and it's 1 to 4. Registration's in the Athletic Center. It's on Sunday. It's really see what you want to see. You know, you kind of come in, experience what you want to experience. It's very low pressure. Just get a chance to meet the faculty, get a chance to maybe meet some coaches, meet some people in our fine and performing arts, get a real sense of what makes us different, not only in the upper school, but in the middle school too as well.
I think you are so different because there are so many prep schools out there. You're almost like a college. I think it's
Sure.
like a liberal arts college in a high school. You're 4 years ahead of the game almost.
Sure.
But it's not just a high school. There's a middle school too. Janine, tell us a little bit about the middle school.
Yes, the middle school is 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and we have about 80 students in our middle school, and it's a very close community, so whether you're in 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, you interact with all the students. The middle school is a separate building, so you're not in with the upper schoolers most of the time, and very small class sizes, no more than 16 students. The students interact with their teachers in the classroom, outside the classroom. They have advisors who help them if they have any issues with academics, kind of like another parent kind of guiding them through the whole middle school process. It's a great place.
And there's a boarding element to the school too,
Sure.
and it's so important. It's 24-hour education, really.
Sure.
And you educate the whole student. Talk to us about the boarding lifestyle.
Well, you're living with your coaches, your teachers, your advisors. You're always engaged with those people that are in your life all the time, like you said, 24 hours a day. So you're really getting not only the traditional education where it's 8 to 3, but you're also getting that non-traditional education of just being mentored and being taught and pushed in a way, in a direction that has prepared you and built a really nice portfolio for college or university. And that's, I think, the driving force for us too, is our college placement has improved so much in the last few years, really in the last 5 or 6 years, with the inception of this new program, CEGS. And I know you're going to have a chance to talk about that too. And all those different components have really made for an opportunity for the kids to just get the best education possible, get mentored, and then also explore their likes and their loves, and then passions they didn't even know they had too as well. So
it's really impressive too, and it prepares you for college in a way that everybody, when they go to college, they have those freshman mistakes
Sure.
that they make, but because you're in an environment that's so similar to a college, you don't get those anymore.
Yeah, and I can really speak to that. I'm an alum myself, so coming back, and I always felt like I was much more prepared than any of my classmates.
And you can see it too.
Absolutely. Whether it's time management, whether it's just being pushed in a way that just challenge yourself. We want to challenge our students here.
And there's so many challenges. We're going to talk about those later in the show. I want to thank you both. The open house is coming up this weekend, and for more information on this or anything that they have at this school, all you need to do is log on to wma.us. I might even resolve to come back to high school in 2013, and one of the reasons is because you can play sports, and I'm a lot better at sports now than I was then. And today we are joined by Don Nicholson and Bill Wells. They work with the athletics and the athletes at the school. Thank you so much for inviting us here
You're
today.
welcome. Very welcome.
Give us a little overview of the program. It's more sports than meet the eye.
Absolutely, and it's the driving force of the athletic program is that we really look to create scholar athletes, and the academic part of our school is tied closely in with our athletic objectives. And I think kind of paramount to that is the fact that our coaches are teachers. Very often when athletes hit the fields, the courts, the pools in the afternoon, the people that are working with them are teachers that they had over the course of the day. And so most of our coaches are involved in the day, daily routine. They're involved in academics. They work well with the students during the day, and then in the afternoon, those people became the coaches as well. So it's a very unique program, and it's very supporting that way. So the kids really don't leave the school as far as 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Their coaches are aware of their academic situation. They work with them. And it's really a 24-hour a day, 7 days a week school, and the teachers and coaches are very heavily involved in that.
That's something that's impressive about Wilbraham Monson. You can't slip through the cracks here. And if you're having a down day, you have a myriad of teachers to ask you why, and coaches and dorm parents to say what's up, and maybe you're having a down day and they can help you through it.
Absolutely. I think, if a paper hasn't been turned in or somebody's struggling in a class, coaches are going to know about it, and it's going to be really supportive. And I think that drives home with the students and with their parents the fact that the school is really engaged in creating a scholar athlete, and the academics really drive the bus. I mean, the academics are the most important thing. Sports are complementary to that, but we push that very hard. So kids are going to compete and be successful on the field after they compete and are successful in the classroom as well.
Well, it's important because it educates the whole student, and there's lessons that you can learn on the field that maybe oftentimes aren't taught at other schools. But you have an extra element, and that's kind of you, Bill. So many kids, they want to get to the pros, but when they're in high school, the next step is college. And you're in the unique position of helping kids foster those dreams and take them to the next level. How do you do it?
Right. Well, one thing I do is I help promote the kids with stories. That's just kind of a nice pat on the back for a job well done. But the other area that I really tackle and what I think is so essential is I work with the students who are interested in playing athletics in college, whether it's Division I, II, or III, it doesn't matter. And what we do is we make an athletic resume, and we also make videos. And we can just fire those right out to college coaches. Again, it doesn't matter what division it is, as long as a student athlete is showing interest in playing sports in college, that's what we do. And the real benefit to this is, a parent can go out and hire someone to do that for $500 or $1,000 here. That's my job.
Exactly. It's just part of the tuition. Right. It comes with it. And it is getting harder and harder to get that athletic scholarship or that academic scholarship. So what you're providing is kind of another feather in the cap. Correct.
And what I do is I promote the student athlete to the college. And what that will do is it just opens up more avenues for that student athlete.
Now, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about your facilities. State-of-the-art, the workout facilities inside at the gym, but you have a new turf field, which just looks good.
Correct. We have 22 teams over the course of 3 different seasons, and so our facility use is vitally important in what we do. And we've over the past 5 years, we've had a tremendous amount of additions to our athletic program with a brand new athletic center, field development, baseball field, brand new track, and kind of our crown jewel recently has been the artificial turf field that we put in just recently. And that's been heavily used, and it's just been a really great addition to our athletic program.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for stopping by today and rather letting me come in here and share this with you. I want to go back. I played 4 years of JV baseball, so I kind of want to get back on those fields today. And you can come here and experience it too. All you have to do is come down to the open house. It's this weekend. For more information, go to wma.com/US. Don't go anywhere. We learned about athletics. We learned about the gorgeous campus. Now we're learning about what's the most important thing, let's be honest, for parents. It's the curriculum. And to do that, we're joined by Meg Hutchinson. She is the director of the curriculum, and Megan Rothschild from the marketing department. Thank you both for inviting me here today.
Thanks for having us.
It's a beautiful school, but parents, everyone out there, the most important thing to them is curriculum. And a private school curriculum is so much more unique, let's call it, than a different school's curriculum. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, we get to create our curricular standards, and we have the very highest standards. Our goal is to prepare students for global citizenship and leadership, and also for a competitive and successful college career. So we have over 19 advanced placement courses here. We are at AP school, but we allow students the opportunity to tailor their coursework as they see fit. If they're interested in a particular subject area, they can sort of create little mini majors, if you will, and really take off on a particular track. We have opportunities for independent studies, and the care and kindness of the faculty to work one-on-one with students is something that really sets us apart.
Well, and that one-on-one ability is granted by the fact that your student-to-teacher ratio is 7-to-1.
That's right.
Which is tremendous, and your class sizes are small.
Very small.
And you were talking earlier, you almost can't slip through the cracks at a school like Wilbraham Monson.
That's right. We, on average, our class sizes are about 10 to 12 students per classroom. Students get a lot of attention from teachers. They're expected to participate daily. We, in a lot of our classes, we run a Socratic style or Socratic method where students are constantly participating on a daily basis. And so they can't skate by. We also have an extra help or office hours session every day, so students can seek out teachers one-on-one for that individualized attention. And we have a lot of other opportunities for students to seek teacher help in the evenings, during special library hours. So the teachers are always available for that interaction with the students.
That's what is so special about a school like that. It's a 24-hour education, because if you're not learning in the classrooms, you might be learning from some international students who you've befriended, or perhaps on the fields, or at night with teachers who are also dorm parents, who are also athletes. And something that I love too is that every year you select kind of a course of study. Talk to us about this year's course.
Well, we have started to engage in some more global dialogue. We've decided to incorporate into our summer reading program an academic theme. So not only do we have students reading books on a particular subject area all summer long, but we bring that theme into our yearly academic calendar with special lectures, opportunities for other events. This year we decided to pick the topic of water, a huge global concern. We're looking at issues of water privatization. We've looked at issues of conservation and pollution in the oceans and rivers. We've brought in several speakers, and we're having a big event in April to sort of culminate our academic studies on water.
Because Megan, it's not just teachers that help make these events happen. You have Fabien Cousteau coming up. Tell us quickly about him.
Yeah, he's the grandson of Jacques Cousteau. He's a great oceanographer, has a degree in environmental economics from BU, which really ties into our Center for Entrepreneurial and Global Studies. And so we're hosting this conference on April 5th that's really aimed at educators, teaching them how to bring a water curriculum into their own classroom.
And quickly, community service is such a big and important part of an education at Wilbraham Monson. So as a result, keeping with the water curriculum theme, they've adopted a manatee.
Yes.
Tell us about the manatee.
Her name is Ariel.
Yeah.
We adopted her from Florida, and as a part of our community service team, just to kind of really tie in the whole water theme, we really go above and beyond when we do these academic themes. So
that's the thing. When you make a decision, you do it in a big way. Yeah, exactly. But that's the best part, because education isn't just in the classroom.
Right.
You know, you're learning in all different methods and all different ways and all times of day. So thank you for giving that education to the students, because you're creating a generation of global leaders. So we really appreciate you inviting us here today, and makes me wish I could be back in high school.
Thanks for coming.
So for more information on anything that you've heard today, just go to wma.us, but don't... So we are at Wilbraham Monson Academy. I'm in Rich Hall. It's an amazing building. You've got to see it. You can see it, actually, at the open house. You can even sit in some of these very comfortable chairs. But now we're going to talk about something that's so important that everyone does. It's community service. And here to tell us a little bit more about that is Emily Gaylord and, once again, Megan Rothschild. Ladies, thank you so much for inviting us here.
Yeah, thank you.
What makes community service so important to a high schooler or a middle schooler's curriculum?
Well, I think here especially, it kind of serves as a fundamental purpose. You know, our students, there's almost a guarantee they're going to be successful, whether they own hedge funds or invent some new microwave that changes the world. They're going to do something. And with community service, these are the students that are going to remember those who have less and give back later in life. And it really creates that global citizen and leader that here at Wilbraham Monson Academy we're developing.
And a lot of schools, they offer community service options, even some high schools. But what you have is really unique. It's constant, everyday community service. Elaborate on that, if you will.
It's kind of like a sport. We meet 5 days a week. We have what we would call game days, where we have events on the weekends. You know, it's very much a commitment like you would to a team. They're a team. They have the unique obligation of really, promoting our school to outside communities, which not really anything else on campus does. They have to, make their impression of this school known, and hopefully we do a good job. We're serving other people. We want them to see that as a good thing and not be like, oh, get those students out of here. So luckily I get to work with some of the, most dedicated students on campus.
It's a sign of your mission and how cultured this place is. You were telling me that the students, there's a little bit of a rivalry between the athletics and the athletes and the people who strive to do community service all the time. That's neat.
Well, what's great about it is students can they can do both. They can do a sport for a few seasons, and then they can choose to do community service. But yeah, kids have to make that choice. Do I want to focus on my athletics, or do I want to do some philanthropy work and kind of broaden my experiences? So it's nice that we can give kids those options.
And the program's called WM Action. Let's talk about some of the other things that they do. I know we were talking earlier, the Gray House in Springfield. Kids often go to that. What's that interaction like when the kids get out of this comfort zone, which is glorious and gorgeous, and go somewhere where people need more?
Right.
I think for me, one of the first things I noticed is they transition immediately into a role of an adult. Suddenly they're working with, young children who are looking at them as an authority figure. So they have to take on that responsibility immediately, which can be a little bit uncomfortable at first, but they all rise to the occasion. And those students look forward to the days that we're there every week, and we're consistent. We're not a group that goes one day, we feel good about ourselves, we leave. We're there every single week. So these students are really developing relationships with our students, and the community partners are as well. So that's a completely unique experience for me to watch, and it's honestly an honor to watch our students rise to that occasion.
Now, recently, some of your students, they went to Dakin. We have some great pictures that we can show. But it's not just people, it's animals. It's giving back in all facets, and that helps create people who later in life become leaders that are effective and give back.
Right, and we like to find where there's a need. And a lot of our faculty members have been really supportive, coming to us with ideas of, well, I'm really passionate about this cause. Could WM Action do something? So it's about finding the need and finding what the students are passionate about as well, and kind of incorporating all of that into the program.
And I bet oftentimes students come with their own concerns and their own desires to do something different.
Oh yes, maybe they've had a family member affected by something that they want to raise funds for, or they love animals, or they like tutoring, whatever the case may be. Students can come with their own ideas.
And actually, we have one of those students over here, so I'm just going to get up and mosey on over and talk to our friend Clément. Clément, you're from France, and you've come here to America. What's it been like participating in WM Action?
Well, first, it's been giving me an opportunity to get out of the prep school bubble, be able to get out of the campus and get into Springfield, a city that a lot of the students here come from, but they don't necessarily know a lot about it. And we've come on the WM Action team to know sometimes more about Springfield than the students who actually come from there, because we get in the heart of it, we meet the communities there, and we get to work there with them. And it's just a great opportunity to know what's outside, what's near us, and what's actually really going on. It's not just a perfect world, and we can see the problems that are happening out there, and we get to help in our own way, so that makes us feel good about ourselves.
It must feel great to have that interaction and be able to give back, because there's so much to do here, but it probably makes you realize that there are other people out there who don't have as much as you have here.
Yeah, exactly, and sometimes we even just feel like we'd like them to come here when they grow up, because they have just this urge, they want to learn so much, and to us it makes us feel good that we get to actually help them in that way to learn more, and we know how much sometimes we don't want to get up to go to school, or we don't want to come back from vacation back home, but we realize that some kids actually want to learn more and they want to come to school, and it makes us realize we have this opportunity to learn and to have this very special education that not many people have the opportunity to get, and just being able to meet those kids and tutor them in what they need just makes us realize what we really have.
Now, we're looking at pictures right now of people from Wilbraham Monson traveling all over the world. You've actually come here from France, which is really neat and interesting. It must be kind of it's dually beneficial, because I'm sure kids have learned so much from you, and you've learned so much about us here. What's it like being an exchange student?
Well, I'm not an exchange student. I've come here, it's my 4th year in the States right now. I'm a senior. It's a very different it's a change for me. It's a different culture, different people, different language, different problems, and I think it's great when I go to tutor. Some kids want to learn French. The first time I came, and I managed to get them books to learn French, and I try and help them any way I can, and it's just be able to change the way people see different cultures. And here it's a melting pot, but there's no real tension between everyone. There are different nations that in the real world would be at war or wouldn't get along, but here it's really everyone understands each other. It's conversations about what's going on, and it's really understanding of each other.
Clément, you're a pretty cool guy. Thank you so much,
Thank you very much
for letting us come here today and letting us meet you. Clément's pretty cool. You can meet him. He might even be at the open house. All you need to do is come on down this weekend, and for more information, you just need to go to WMA.us. Don't go anywhere. There's more Mass Appeal coming up right after this.